also.
Oh, nice. All right, let's just do it then. Twitch, I think we're good too, according to. Yeah, we are. Okay, great. All right. Finally, something. It all works right from the beginning. Knock on wood, right? Um,
Your
all right.
computer like shuts down.
Yeah, right. Windows update, like scheduled Windows update comes on, right? Yeah. So welcome everybody to Four Guys Recorders Podcast episode 103 for September 8th, 2016. We have our usual cast this week. We got some really loaded topics, some pretty loaded things, some pretty some Sony related news. I don't know if you guys have heard, but like that kind of something kind of happened yesterday in the
Sure.
world of gaming. Yeah, but we'll get to that in a second. First, the introductions. Back with us this week after a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a vacay. We've got Taylor. What's up?
Hello.
Making his 103rd straight appearance, although it's probably more because we did special episodes and stuff.
Yep.
Is he BCI Assassin?
Sup?
What do you mean, yup? You say that with such conviction, like you couldn't have corrected me before now? I kind of just realized that. I always just look at the number and go with it. And you sound like you're kind of like offended that I've never said like that's more than
No.
103. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Last but not least, we've got Italian Clowns. What's up?
Yo, what's up, America and the world?
Yes, we broadcast live to the interwebs all over the world. So if you are watching us live, thank you. Right now it looks like we're live on YouTube, Beam, and Twitch all at the same time for once in our lives. So if you're in the chat, I've got all the chats open, and these people do as well. So definitely, type in there, let your voice be heard. Tell us what you think about the topics. I'm sure a lot of people have opinions about what's going on in the PlayStation world, and we'll talk about some Titanfall stuff about EA access too. Didn't really get to that last week. That kind of developed later in the week, so we didn't really get to it. We'll talk about the Infinite Warfare / Modern Warfare Remastered reveal, right, Assassin? The
Yep.
multiplayer reveal. As I just opened the calculator on my computer for no reason. And we'll also talk about some Nintendo stuff. There's actually been some, I think, promising Nintendo news that has come about. The announcement of another Nintendo app, and it looks like a really, really good one. So we'll get to that. For some reason, my YouTube chat is frozen again. Let me get that back. But before, or while I do that, I should say, let's just quickly announce that the official date is September 13th at 4 p.m. Central, so 5 p.m. Eastern, for our special interview with Steve Downs. You guys won't be able to watch it, I don't think, because I think it has to be pre-recorded, but I just want to let you know that that's when we're doing it. Hopefully we can get Taylor there. I know Xbot's going to be there to record with us. And yeah, the voice of Master Chief, Steve Downs. Big interview for us. I think it should be a good one. Really like iconic person in the gaming industry. People that do voice acting don't get enough credit, but this guy, obviously voicing one of the biggest characters in like the history of video gaming. Like Mario's for Nintendo. This is the guy for Xbox. So he'll be with us next week for a special interview. Thanks, Clowns, for that. For working with him for like the past couple of months, trying to schedule this thing, and finally we've got it scheduled, and we'll have it recorded, I think, and we'll put it up on YouTube. So yeah, guys, be excited for that. If you guys have any questions, you guys can always, tweet us at 4GWQ Podcast and let us know about your questions, or even tweet us, individually, and I'm sure it'll get back to home base, if you will. Yeah, for some reason my YouTube chat is stuck. Am I the only one having this problem?
Yes.
Yep.
That's not very good, because that means somebody else is gonna have to call out the chat, I think. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's unfrozen now. Okay. All right. So I can see everybody in YouTube chat now. So definitely type away, and we'll get those comments heard. What do you guys want to do first? You guys want to do the PlayStation stuff first and kind of get it out of the way? What do you think, Assassin? I've been letting you
Sure.
pick the first topic,
Sure.
so. Oh, Assassin wants to speak about this. He's like, yeah. Let's get to this. So yeah, this thing, the PS4 Pro, kind of got announced yesterday. $400 US. I don't know how much it's going to be in euros. Yeah, this thing got announced. It's more powerful. It's like twice as powerful as PS4 vanilla. It's the GPU is twice as powerful. CPU got a modest little upgrade as well. RAM is pretty much the exact same. 4K gaming, whatever that means, kind of misleading during the conference. It has HDR. It has a 1 terabyte hard drive. It has a new DualShock 4 controller, which to me the only difference is you can see the light bar from the front. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but that's the only difference I really see after looking at it. So yeah, you guys want to first let's get into the design first, right? So it's like it's pretty
Ugly.
it's pretty ugly. It's pretty big. It's over a foot long and wide. It's like 30% bigger than the original PlayStation 4. It's the same weight apparently though, which is kind of weird as the original PlayStation 4. Significantly heavier than the PlayStation 4 Slim, which also got announced. Which they're dubbing just the PS4, of course. So what do you guys think of the design? Is it attractive? Is it disgusting?
No.
Is it
It's
a club
weird.
sandwich?
Oh yeah. Someone
Uh,
got a little lazy or drunk.
Or both.
You know what the
Yeah.
weird thing to me is that it almost is laziness. And I hate to say that about people who engineer these consoles because I know it's like a lot of effort. I'm not trivializing,
What
you
is
know,
that picture?
the PS4 Pro. Yeah, that's what's been floating around on the internet about the newest iterations of the PS4 line. They're just kind of stacking another PS4 on top of it apparently because that's what this looks like. The actual PS4 Pro, which is right there. That looks like two just stacked on top of each other. It's like somebody said a Big Mac. I think Anchorman said a Big Mac. Somebody else said a club sandwich. It really is kind of lazy. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in Asia they have tight spaces, so I think initially what the design was to like try to stand it up or squeeze it between something, but it's just retarded to make it look like a triple decker.
Especially because apparently, like I'm reading this article, it's on Polygon, and I had a riff with Polygon. I don't really follow them anymore after what they said about the Xbox One S this week, but I won't get into that. But they're
not?
reporting. No, we're not gonna get into that.
Come on.
I'm not gonna trash them on the podcast. On Twitter, that's a different story, but on the podcast now. All right, well, too long don't read version is that they said the PS4 Pro was the first HDR
Oh.
console, which was a lie, obviously. But they're trying to, of course, tout it as the best. So, but anyway, so it says the original PS4 was 11 inches wide, 2 inches tall, 12 inches long. So all right, it was pretty small. Like the original PS4 was way smaller than the original Xbox One, right? But apparently this other one is like 2 inches taller, or almost 2 inches taller than the PS4 Slim, I think, because the PS4 Slim is 1.5 inches tall, and this one's like 3 point something, which is ridiculous. Like, but I mean, if you could just measure out what 3 inches is, that's ridiculous. But anyone else have anything to say about this triple decker thing? I mean, I want to just bring it up again. Like, let me see. I mean, people have been trolling this left and right. Let me see. Here's another troll, right? A good old Bud Randall Thor 19 said he has a pic of the design of the Xbox Scorpio. Men died to bring us this picture, and it's like 5 Xboxes stacked on top of one another, right?
Imagine if that fell.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right. And then
It breaks into 2 PS4s.
yeah, right. And yeah, and then Jez77 said a closer look at the PS4 Pro, and it's a PlayStation 2 Fat and a PlayStation 2 Slim duct taped to one another. Like, People are really running away with this kind of mistake that they made in the design of the thing. And that kind of like brings up the question: do people even care about design of their consoles anymore?
Well,
Like you kind of just
apparently
put it
they
on your
did.
shelf.
They
Okay.
kind of did when the 1 and the 4 were first coming out, but now it's
Well,
alright.
I mean, we talked about companies caring about the way consoles look. Absolutely, look at the Wii U. You know.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's true, and I think like I almost feel like people like it's gotten to a point where people don't care as much overall about what it looks like. Um, like before, back in the day, like everyone was trying to make a stylish thing. Like Xbox was notorious for being ugly as hell, the original Xbox, and the 360 was so much better, and people were like, "Wow, that's slick," That's a slick looking console. The PlayStation 3 comes out, and in comparison, that thing's a monster, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, that thing's a monster," blah blah blah. And now, the Xbox One comes out, and people make fun of it for looking like a VHS player, but they don't really care that it's so big. You know what I mean? I've never heard people say to me, "Oh, the Xbox One is way too big." I hear people say it looks like a VHS player, which is a fair criticism. The thing's ugly as sin,
Yep.
um, but no one has said to me, "Wow, it's way too big." And the PlayStation 4 is like so small and fits on my entertainment unit better or whatnot. I mean, people, if you're traveling with it, that's a different story. But for people who just put it on your entertainment unit, does it really matter or no?
No, because you're not gonna really see it all too much.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Let's just go back to it again real quick. I mean, the thing is ugly. I mean, there's no two ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, it's plain out ugly. It doesn't look like the future of like technology. It looks like this is literally just something they threw together because they had to, even though we knew this was in the pipeline. Like we've been talking about this for months. Um, Anything else about the design before we go into like features?
No.
What else does it have? What am I missing? Do you see the way he was holding it? What's his name? Andrew House or whatever. Like he's holding it like
I
a
believe
baby.
so.
He's like cradling it.
Oh
It looks
yeah,
like he's
yeah.
like it looks like it's weighing him down. He's like trying to stand up straight. Somebody screen grabbed him like grimacing from holding this thing. It's a monster. It's an absolute monster.
Wonder how much it weighs.
Hold on, I have that.
Oh,
3.3 kilograms, more than 7 pounds.
how much is the Xbox One? Not the slim, but the normal one.
I don't know.
Weigh?
Let me get my scale out, bro. I don't know, dude.
Well,
Like,
console's been out for years. I thought
oh
maybe
yeah,
it's
I
just
did. Yeah, I
not
weighed it. You're right. I
counting.
did weigh it. You're right. No, I didn't weigh it, dude. I never.
Well, the information's probably out there. Some. Not. I'm gonna
All
do
right, look it up
this.
then. Yeah, there you go. Um,
Do
Hold on
it.
a second. Something in the YouTube chat I want to get to. Sobsky117 says, "At the end of the day, I couldn't care less what the Xbox PS4 PS looks like. Plays good games. I'm getting it." I
The
think
Xbox One weighs 7 pounds.
does it. Wow, weighs as much as the original Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yuck. The thing was heavy. Um, but at the end of the day, it is about gaming, right? It is about what it actually does. What it actually plays. Does it play, 4K? Um, So Engadget says, don't expect real 4K. Digital Foundry says, don't expect real 4K, even though they said real 4K. They didn't say native. They were very careful not to say that. And Digital Foundry, analyzes this stuff for a living. Obviously, very popular YouTube channel. I don't usually tout them, but they did a very nice in-depth analysis of this, and it looks like what they're going to be doing is some, what Tim Dog has said before on other podcasts, checkerboard upscaling of like 2K resolution to 4K, which is fine if it looks better. Like I don't think that's a huge fail, but don't mislead people, you know. Um, what do you guys think about this? I mean, there's only hold on a second. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games right now that are currently out, like on the console right now that will do 4K at launch or whatever 4K is. That it's getting like an upgraded mode. So 10 titles out of over 100, obviously. So is that a big deal? Is it not a big deal? Does it even matter if it's like true 4K or if it looks better, and that's what matters?
Well, if they said it was native, then yes, it would matter. But they're like showing like 4K, 4K, 4K. They should be saying upscaling, all this other crap. So yes, it does matter, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. And then I think the biggest problem is that you've got conflicting reports from people. Like Sony won't say native 4K because it's not. I mean, it's just not for everything. It can't be. It's not powerful enough. Countless people have gone off on other YouTubers for saying that teraflops is a meaningless measure and it's just used by fanboys to start a console war. But the facts are the facts. The thing's got a 4.2 whatever it is teraflop GPU, and that's not going to cut 4K 60. It's not. It just is not. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be, metaphorically speaking, it's going to be smoke and mirrors, like how they're going to get 4K 60. So you're not going to see like Call of Duty playing in multiplayer at 4K. Like it's just not going to happen. I saw something in the YouTube chat that I wanted to get to real quick, but does anybody else have any opinions on this? Does it matter?
Well, if they're trying to flaunt it as real 4K, they're lying, essentially. If Xbox did this, there would be so much backlash for it.
Well, that's certainly true. Yeah. Yeah, and that's true, and that's why I think they had to be careful. Like, they didn't want to say... Like, everyone's looking for that buzzword. Everyone's looking for native, right? Like, that's the word everyone's looking for. But at the end of the day, they didn't say that because they can't say that. Because if they did, and then they got called out on it, like you're suggesting, Taylor, like Xbox would be, if they said it, like Xbox did say it for Scorpio, so they better do that, or they're gonna get called out on it big time. It's gonna ruin it if it doesn't do it by 2017. But this thing, they couldn't say it. They like didn't say it because there would be a problem. Like they're gonna get called out on it. Like for instance, somebody said in the YouTube chat, I can't find it right now, but somebody said Elder Scrolls Online, right? So what was that? That was Bethesda earlier today, or was that yesterday? That said it. That they said that
might have been yesterday.
They said that it's gonna do native 4K for Elder Scrolls Online. Like they came out and said that buzzword. They said native. So that's very interesting, and that's what I mean by people aren't like on the same page about this. Like you got Bethesda saying, and Bethesda is obviously huge, right? And they're saying native on Elder Scrolls Online. People are paying attention to that. If you had an like indie game, that no one's ever heard of, say native 4K, people are going to be like, oh, that's bullshit.
But Inferno, man, it's, you know what? Let's just go back to games. It's not about the power anymore, As Colin
there you go.
Moriarty said, what was it? Is that how I say his last name? I can't even say it.
Is that? I think that was a good attempt at it, but yeah. Interesting how the shift is now on that, right? It's all about the games all of a sudden.
Yep.
Because they're going to be beating it, and they're going to be beat by a significant margin, over 30% in power next year. So,
but don't worry. Some people say the PS5 is coming out next year. I've seen that.
Right, exactly.
Or an update that you could plug in your PS4 vanilla to your PS4 Pro to get over 6 teraflops.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works.
Apparently, Assassin found this thing and he sent it to me, and I'm pulling it up, and I'm like, people can't be serious, but that must have been a joke, right?
I'm not too sure. I pulled it off of Twitter.
So yeah, somebody on Twitter said you plug the original PlayStation 4 into the Pro, and they combine the graphics power, and all of a sudden you get a 6 teraflop machine.
I don't think that's how it works.
I saw that too. Yeah, I think it's just a joke, but if that's what PS4 fans are like looking forward to, they might as well just buy a PC if they're going to connect all that stuff together.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing. Now, you're getting all this power, and you're gonna look forward to stuff that costs that much money. Now you're dabbling into PC territory that can play these games better, and that's kind of the argument against for console people, right? A lot of console people are like, oh, I don't want to spend $1,000 on a PC. Well, you're kind of already doing that with all this stuff you're gonna be buying.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you right now. If I was to look, let's say that I was a PS4 fan and I was going to buy the Neo, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a PC that I built in the other room maybe like 4 years ago, okay? I can go out and spend $399 on a new graphics card and I'll probably have better output than the Neo.
Mm. Yeah, and you're right. You're right. And console people want to say, and I'm not going to name names because it's been said by hundreds of these console people. It's not like just one person who said this, but they want to say, oh well. And the Jizzle said this just now in the Twitch chat. Consoles don't need as much graphical power because there's stuff going on in the background on PCs. Well, is that even true anymore? Like, I feel like that's kind of a thing in the past.
I think that's kind of got thrown out because with the Xbox One, they are using Windows 10 like a modified version of it, but it's still a PC operating system at the end of the day.
Right, right. So, and task managers on PC these days are able to kill like very many processes to isolate all the power onto gaming. So it's not. I think that's a myth. I think that's starting to become a myth, and I think console people are going to start looking bad if they keep pushing for that. Because it looks like it's just sour grapes. Honestly, it looks like you're just like making excuses when you say stuff like that because it's not as true anymore. I mean, maybe on the PlayStation, maybe because their UI is terrible, and I have one, so I'm not. Like I have my PlayStation controller right here. I have Deus Ex, right here. It's not like I'm a an Xbox fanboy, but like it's true. Like it's not as good. UI is crap and not as detailed and stuff. So, the Jizzle in the Twitch chat says, if you put the original PS4 on top of the PS4 Pro, it creates a stairway to heaven. That was good. That was really good. Luis Peralta I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I know you've watched before, and I'm really sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. But Luis Peralta in the YouTube chat says PS4 Pro is similar to a GTX 970. And a 970 can push around some fancy stuff. Like it can play Battlefield 1 at 1440p, ultra to high to ultra settings. So it's not a slouch. So I'm not saying this thing is going to be good. I think it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be the best looking thing for right now. But a year from now, when it's beat by 30% by its rival, it's not. It's a bad look. It's a bad look, I think.
You know what really bothers me with the PS4 Neo though is that like. Yeah, it runs native games, but then there's Neo mode. Like, really?
Right.
What?
So exactly. Yeah. So that's the thing, right? So now apparently devs are going to have to develop like 3 different versions of the game. I heard this is the buzz going around. Like you're going to have your Neo mode, you're going to have your vanilla mode, and then there's going to be this other mode, right? Because they said there's going to. Correct me if I'm wrong, Assassin, because I know you watched it pretty in depth. But they said something about people with regular like 1080p TVs that are already in their homes.
Yeah.
They're gonna have another enhanced mode that like ups the not the resolution, sorry, ups like the textures,
No.
the anti-aliasing, stuff like that. So that's a third mode. You're gonna have your regular mode, you're gonna have the 4K thing, and then you're gonna have the 1080p with the upscale whatever. So
And the HDR with oversaturation.
and then okay, so then HDR. So essentially, it's like 4 modes. Right, and I mean, I'm not technical enough to get into the debate of whether or not HDR is possible on the old consoles, so I wasn't really going to mention that. But apparently, they're going to update the old PS4s so that you can get HDR on them. I don't know how they're going to do that, but
I wanted to ask you this, Inferno, because when it comes to like graphics and sound, you really know your stuff. So I'm gonna throw it out there. If let's say a developer like throws a game at Sony, does all the Neo mode and all the 3 different versions, like you said, right? What if they accidentally include full 4K, like backgrounds, backdrops, graphics? Will it upscale properly, or is it gonna look terrible and have missing pixels?
I think it's not going to look good. I think because and you know what? There's a game that's going to do this actually. You know that game, The Witness, that's coming to Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't they announce that they're going to have like some of the textures be 4K in their game on Neo mode, and some of them are not? Like the UI is going to be in 4K, but the other stuff's going to be in 1440p, and then some of like the textures on the ground and stuff are going to be 1080p all at the same time. I think it's going to look terrible. I think it's gonna look
We'll see.
but I mean, I don't know.
It's not gonna look right.
Yeah, so right now
If you're
apparently.
trying to have like 3 different resolutions all at the same time, it's gonna look weird.
Yeah, yeah. And apparently right now on the PS4, like The Witness has the UI is in 1080p, but the game is in 900p. Apparently, as it currently stands. So I mean, I haven't played The Witness on PS4, so I don't know. But apparently that's how it is, and I'm curious to see if I can notice. Probably can't at that closeness, but 4K. Keep in mind, people, like 4K is 4 times 1080p. So essentially.
So basically, if any developers pass Sony's check and put like real
And
4K
accidentally-
stuff in there,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna end up looking like you playing the old Super Nintendo, like on those fancy 1080p TVs where it don't upscale properly.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. I mean, I need to see it from my own eyes before I can really like trash it. And you know what? I wouldn't like you're saying, Clowns, like these people have to develop 3 different versions of the game. I wouldn't put it past an indie developer to just say screw it. You know what I mean? And somehow get past inspection or certification and whatnot and get a game out there like that. Because you know, you're gonna work on 3 distinctly different versions of the game. Like it's not on PC, it kind of like does that in the back end. It's not like they have to develop a game. It's not like if you can run a game at 10 different resolutions on the PC, they developed the game for 10 different resolutions, where in this case, they're going to have to do that.
So let me guess, is Sony gonna start selling like upscale accessories like external hard drives and stuff because all the space is gonna be taken up by these 3 different graphical sets? I mean, it sounds like it's gonna take up a lot of wasted space.
Yeah. Yeah. No, wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. Um, and I'm not, I mean, I'll get to this later when we kind of like include this subject, but just as like a little tease, I don't think this is even for people who want the best looking stuff, like on a regular TV, so to speak. I think it's for the VR crowd, to be honest with you. I think it only makes sense for the VR crowd.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll kind of get to that in a little bit. But what was I gonna get to? Oh, there was something in the chat that I wanted to get to. So Louis Peralta says there's currently no 1080p HDR TV sets. So, kind of getting back to what we said about the PS4 Slim and the old PlayStations that are gonna have HDR enabled. That's not gonna work out because you can't. There aren't TVs right now that do it. So that do 1080p HDR. You can't do 4K HDR through the old ports that are on the old system. So I don't know how it's gonna happen.
What if I want to play it on a tube TV? Do they even think about that?
You're gonna have to, yeah, maybe they're gonna have to make a separate mode for that too. Jesus. What else? What else did I have about this? Oh, I didn't even get to this. So there's no Ultra HD Blu-ray player. Is that a big deal to anybody on this panel?
I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I don't have a 4K TV, but I mean, give us the option to play the damn movie. I mean, like look at I mean, I don't have great internet, so streaming some 4K is gonna like destroy my internet. So, give me the option.
Right. That's not even like a, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like the argument against it, right? People are gonna be watching on Netflix and watching streaming movies at 4K. Who needs to buy Blu-rays, right? But some people want high quality stuff, which is only available on disc. Like you're not gonna stream, getting really technical here, but kill me. You're not gonna stream like 80 megabit video over Netflix. It's just not gonna happen. Like half the country, if not more, can't do that. So people still want their discs, and in a lot of cases, it's cheaper to do it via disc than to buy it digitally. So, especially like on Black Friday and stuff, like these Ultra HD movies are probably going to be like $10. So, people want to do that, and there are a lot of them, and people are buying 4K TVs to do other things other than gaming on them, not just game. So, I think it's a bad move. What do you think, Taylor? Do you think that it's bad not to include that?
Yes and no, because I know a lot of people just use streaming stuff now, like Netflix, Hulu, all that. But there are people that still buy DVDs. Like for me, I can't stream Harry Potter. And if I want to watch Harry Potter.
Nice. Yep. There you go. There's a big one. Like some of these big franchises that you can't stream 4K, versions of them. Yeah, huge. Good point.
I mean, there's other issues too. You look at Comcast and the data caps. So I mean, people
Or
are going to be
AT&T.
kids are going to be watching 4K Netflix, and all of a sudden, they're going to get like a $400 bill because it went over their data cap.
Xbot is actually in our chat right now on YouTube. He says, not a big deal. They spent 40 minutes discussing 4K-ish, 4K streaming, but no, they don't have a UHD Blu-ray drive.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a bigger deal that they don't have a 4K Blu-ray drive because they're kind of the ones who invented it.
Yeah.
And now your competitor that's cheaper has it. And, how can you invent it and not include it in this thing? The only thing I can think of is it was going to be too much money. They wanted it to be they wanted this console to be $399. They'd be taking too much of a loss on it. I don't know how much these things cost, but that's the only thing I can fathom as an explanation for it. But I think it's a huge deal because they invented it. Like, it's their tech, and they're not including it in their system, their flagship. Like, this is their flagship thing now. So
How much do one of those cost to put it in?
I have no idea. That's what I just said. Like, I don't know. Like, no problem. No, that's kind of like what I beat around the bush saying. I didn't really say it directly, but I don't know how much like that part is. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's probably way less than I think it is. But when the Xbox One S came out, right? Everyone was saying that it's the cheapest 4K Blu-ray player now, and people will buy it just for that kind of purpose and to stream Netflix on Netflix in 4K, not on Blu-ray, on 4K, and so that's kind of the deal, right? Like they got a cheap one on the competitor, and now your flagship comes out and you can't even do it.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. What Sony's move might be. There's three things Sony could do here. They could wait till Scorpio, is closer to launch, and then announce the PS5, right? And it has it on the PS5 maybe, or they can sell an external USB 4K whatever player, and you can hook in through USB. That's an option. Or they could try to sell you those like a 4K player by Sony, and they'll just drop the price on them.
Interesting. The Xbox 360 with the HD player, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I think people will actually buy that more than they bought the HD player, but I don't know if I would. Like, this thing's already a monster, then you're gonna put on another like peripheral to it, like Sega CD32X all over again.
Yeah, people like us wouldn't do it, but I mean the diehard fans out there might.
Yeah, true. So I kind of put here like gaming at 4K isn't equal to displaying at 4K, isn't equal to 4K, full 4K capability, because the reason I put that is because here's a big, Destructoid confirmed that Horizon Zero Dawn, their biggest IP that's coming up, arguably their biggest new IP that's coming up, won't do 4K, won't do native 4K. So is that a big deal that their own big IPs aren't going to do it? Like, is that kind of the writing on the wall that it's not going to be for the majority of games? I kind of think it is. Like, if they can't even get their own IP to do it, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I feel like at least their own games they should but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Assassin Black Ops 3 is going to have that 4K patch, bro.
Don't have a 4K TV. I am looking at one. It's kind of cheap too. Probably the cheapest one I've seen.
Yeah, they're gonna be cheap. Black Friday, watch out. You're gonna have really cheap 4K TVs for sure. What else on this topic? What else do I have pictures of? Nothing really. I'll go back to the Pro because that's what J Street wanted.
Shout out to Jamie Moran, I guess, who's watching right now, but he said that he has a theory they didn't include it because they have a 4K digital storefront. Pretty good theory.
Ooh, interesting. So they're gonna push their digital sales. They're gonna have like a separate section for 4K, and they just want people to buy the stuff digitally from them instead of going to like Best Buy, for instance, just buying it, or Amazon, or not. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good theory, Jay. Jamie, sorry, not Jay. Jamie. Clowns is holding out for the Nintendo NX. Xbot says.
Hey, maybe that has 4K native, right?
Yeah, right. Jizzle said the same thing in the Twitch chat. He said, "Screw it, let's go NX."
I mean, maybe we can hook up the Game Boy Advance through a wire to the NX with the Wii U and stack the processing power in that baby.
Going
There
old
you go.
school, Super Game Boy, a la Super Game Boy. Yeah, I like that. Anything else on this that anyone wants to say? Like any opinions whatsoever about this PS4 thing?
There's one thing I'm going to say. I'm going to retract the statement that I made a while ago. I had initially thought that the PS4 Neo, now called the Pro, was going to affect the Xbox Scorpio sales. Now knowing how that's coming out this year, right, and Scorpio's coming out holiday next year, there's no way in hell that this Pro is going to affect the Scorpio sales. It's a whole year apart. If it was like maybe March Scorpio was coming out, then yeah, it would affect it, but no. Not what holiday 2017.
So I think that's an interesting like segue to get into that topic, Clowns, honestly, because like we didn't kind of touch on that, and that's kind of like an important thing to touch on when it comes to this stuff. Is I mean, of course, we're not including the NX in this conversation either, because it's really when it comes to power, it's really PS4 versus the Xbox, right? So, do you guys think, Taylor or Assassin, do you guys think that this thing is going to affect the sales of the Scorpio, or do you think it's that the difference is so much that it's not going to?
It's not
gonna.
going to affect it. It won't affect it. It's a whole year apart. If people want the PS4 Pro, they'll get it this year, and then next year they'll get the Scorpio.
And like get that full year, people will play the games. They may realize that it's not that much better because it may not be like only 10 games are getting 10 of the released titles right now are getting updated, and the unreleased titles with 4K, like this list that I'm reading on segmentnext.com, it's usually a very good site, but they list Horizon Zero Dawn as getting 4K, and Destructoid is confirmed it's not getting 4K. It's not getting native 4K. So people are going to see, like upscaled 4K resolution. They may be down on PlayStation after this. So there'll be more, incentive to go to the Scorpio. That full year may actually be good for Microsoft to let people realize it's not that much better. So yeah, that's a good point, Taylor. And also trade-in deals.
Scorpio sales.
Yeah, may boot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Sorry,
I retract my statement. It will affect it, but in a positive way.
Nice. Yeah, people in the YouTube chat are saying some good stuff. Megatron says, "I agree with your statement, Clowns, about the PS4 Pro." So you got Megatron's approval. He's an awesome guy, by the way. We should get him on the show at some point. Met him at E3. He's amazing. Awesome guy. And other people are saying, yeah, people are going to trade in. Like, there's going to be trade-in deals. There's already trade-in deals for the original PS4. There's trade-in deals for the Xbox One or the Xbox One S. There's going to be trade-in deals for the Scorpio. And maybe that'll include the PS4 Pro, and people will just dump it for the thing that's going to be 30% more powerful, right?
The PlayStation 4 500 gigabyte system at GameStop trade-in has dropped $75.
I noticed that. Yeah, it's at $125 now, right?
Yeah. Or $100 for cash.
Wow, brutal. Just like that, brutal.
That's what the Xbox going for.
You know what? It's interesting because I know this is kind of off topic, but well, not really. But for $200, would it be worth it to trade in your PS4 for this thing? Half off. You get half off by trading your PS4 that you potentially had for 3 years, and you'd get half off the system.
If you're a diehard PlayStation guy, I guess.
Yeah. Assassin, what were we gonna say about it not being?
What?
What were we gonna say when you let Taylor go about affecting Scorpio?
It's not going to affect it whatsoever. The sales, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if people are gonna like jump ship at this point. I don't think Xbox people are gonna be like, oh, PS4 Pro is better. I'm gonna jump ship over. Like I don't see that happening. But maybe for a system that does native 4K and has what the Scorpio has, maybe. But what were you gonna say, Taylor? I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. What did you say the Xbox One trades in for?
The same as PlayStation.
Wow, interesting. For so long, it was so much more. $75. That's a big drop. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna affect it either. Obviously. I think Scorpio is gonna blow it out of the water in terms of power, and I think that's what people are looking for. If you're getting this thing anyway, that's what you're looking for. Like, you don't just go out and grab this friggin' turkey club melt and put it on your your entertainment unit, this monstrosity, if you don't want power. Like, that's the whole point of this thing. So, um, what was I gonna say? Oh, so I kind of like led up to it, and I think this will be the final thing about this. Kind of led into it. I think that the market for this is actually for VR people only. Like, I think the only if you come up to me and you say I want the PS4 Pro and I already have a PS4 and I'm gonna get this, um, I think the only way that I'd kind of like say, okay, well that makes sense, if you want to get the VR thing, because apparently the VR is gonna get a big step up from this, right? Isn't that what they said, Assassin?
I
Better,
think better frames and I think better textures and stuff.
yeah, yeah, and I think like with VR, that's the name of the game. Like, if you don't have the right frame rate, you're gonna get really sick, and we saw that, right? With what game was that? Resident
Oh,
Evil.
Biohazard.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Biohazard, Resident Evil 7 or whatever. The Batman Arkham game, people are getting sick over. So yeah, I mean, with the frame rate, that's the name of the game. So if you're a VR person, you want the Project Morpheus, the PS4 VR, then you're gonna want to get this thing. Um, Jizzle over in the Twitch chat is getting way too technical, so I'm not gonna talk about that in the show because he's like HDMI specification version 1.4 blah 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 blah. But whatever. Yeah, and Xbot kind of confirms this in the YouTube chat. He goes, VR is the whole reason for you. So, um, yeah, I think that's really the market for it. And I said, like, from my experience with it at E3 and PAX, that I didn't think the PSVR was that great looking compared to the other ones. And yeah, who knows? Maybe, if I ever did get a PS4 Pro, which I probably won't, but if I ever did, maybe I'd be in the market for the thing now because it's gonna be on par with Vive or Oculus. Who knows? All right. Any more about this Pro thing?
Well, who was it? It was. Oh, I'm trying to think. Oh, it's Luis Peralta. He asked if any of us were gonna get the PS4 Pro. My answer is no.
There you go. Is it more a money thing or is it more of a? Because I know you come out here and you're like, I'm dead broke, so I'm not getting anything. But is it more like a money thing or is it more of a? I don't really see the benefit of it compared to the original.
Yeah, it's partially a money thing, and Cameron's thinking about getting a PS4 just to get the exclusive titles. So, I mean, if I want to play one of the exclusive titles, I'll just play it on his.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
I said that. I've just got to
the
steal
la-
it.
the last best exclusive besides Ratchet and Clank would be like Yakuza 5 on PS3.
Nice. What about Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
Uncharted
PS3
4.
really too.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Uncharted 4 was the crate game. It was okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it was still a crate game.
Yeah. Great game. A crate game, not great game, people, if you didn't hear him. A crate game. Yeah, but no, I mean, I usually buy single player games. Oftentimes I'll buy single player games on PS4. That's why I got Deus Ex on PS4. Um, just to kind of like justify having it, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, for the exclusives, I think it's worth it to have one. But to get the extra power for these multiplats or to get upscale 4K, I'm not really sure I'm gonna be too into that, to be honest with you. But I do agree, Horizon Zero Dawn, after further review, looked pretty good at the conference. Initially, when I watch it, it looked really blurry. Right, Assassin?
Oh my
Too.
god, the game looks so blurry.
So. But it doesn't though. Like, look at some of the videos that are on YouTube that are like really, really high quality, like the 4K ones, and it doesn't look blurry. It did though at that conference. It looked really blurry on the video, I thought. So,
Nope.
all All right, what do you want? What do you want next? I'm letting you kind of like direct the show here today.
Let's do Titanfall.
Of course, right? So,
Oh man, Assassin.
so oh, last thing on the PS4 Pro thing, the Jizzle, my brother in the Twitch chat says PS4 Pro more like PS4 no. That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I thought it needed a mention though. Um, so yeah, Titanfall 2 is not gonna be on EA Access. Does anyone really care? Because-
Apparently, the whole internet does.
Yeah, all the internet does, but I don't.
You know,
I don't really care.
Okay, okay, well, kind of like a simulation here, a little show of hands. Who has EA Access? I do. Assassin, you do.
I do.
Right?
Yep.
Clowns, you do.
Only because of Assassin.
And Taylor, do you have it?
No, I've been thinking about getting it for a while. I just forget.
Okay, so this is perfect because you don't. So this is actually like kind of where I want to go with this. Does this announcement like make you scared about the value of EA Access? Because that's what people are saying.
No, not really. Because there's still a ton of games that you can get for
Yep.
really cheap, or for free even.
Right.
And it's like, it still has a good value. And how much is it a month? Like $5 or something?
or $30
Yeah.
a year.
That's what I do. I pay for it annually. $30 a year, no brainer. They just brought PvZ Garden Warfare 2.
Yep.
The
And that
vault,
just
so
got an update today for new content.
getting fresh content, dude. That was a huge ad for them. I think that was a huge ad. That was a better ad than Titanfall 2. I think. But yeah, Titanfall 2 not on EA Access, no trial, no 10% off. And I understand people aren't pissed about the 10% off thing. I understand it's not about the price, the dollar amount off, because people don't really give a shit about $6, or a lot of people don't, in the long run. But people are mad because, us Xbox people supported them, and Xbox, Microsoft gave money to Respawn in order to produce this game, and it wouldn't have happened unless it were for Microsoft, which I don't agree with, by the way. But is that like a valid argument? Like, are we owed
No.
something?
No,
Like,
you're not. The Respawn is a company. If they owe you stuff, it's because their game was broken, not because you helped play the first game.
Right.
And if they owe you anything, it's a camo or insignia or something super small that no one will use because it's super ugly.
There you
'Cause,
go.
I mean, look at Black Ops 3. If you were like the highest prestige in like Black Ops 2 or something else, they gave you some stupid veteran camo that was so ugly that you might as well just not play the game or something. Not play the game, but not use the camo.
Right. But I think people are mad for the wrong reason. By the way, before I get to that, Clowns, do you think this is a huge deal? Or what do you think about this?
You know what? It just gives me a reason to hate it. And I was never like a super fan of Titanfall, so I mean, in the end, it's a crappy move. I would want to use a curse word here, but it is a crappy move on their part to spite Xbox fans. Part of EA, access and all that was to get to try the games out, check it out. 5-hour trial, 10-hour trial, 1-hour trial, whatever they want to do. But to spite it and say, we're not going to include Titanfall 2? Come on, man.
Well, they didn't want to put Titanfall in the vault, the first one, because it was in the bottom. Whatever, Titanfall will not come to EA Access. It
Right.
came like a year later.
Yeah, it took forever for that one to come.
And why did that one come, though? Why did that one come?
Because the servers died after 3 months.
Exactly. So, Titanfall 2, like, PvZ Garden Warfare 2, that game came out, this year, and it came out when? Like in February?
End of February.
And it was August. 6 months later, it came to the Access Vault. Perfectly reasonable. It's 6 months later. Like, it's essentially a full retail game. It was a full retail this time around, wasn't it? Full retail game. Comes to EA Access. Awesome. Awesome. But Titanfall, the first time around, they dug their feet in. Like, people don't realize this, that this is Respawn like digging their feet in. This has so little to do with EA. I don't see people are like, oh, screw EA Access, cancel EA Access, as if like it's their call. People don't understand. This is like contractually, negotiated. You know what I mean? Like
You know?
it's more Respawn's fault than anything, and it is a dick move. I agree with you, clowns. Like it is a dick move because people expected it. It was already on there. How long was it on there for? It was already on there
It's
for like 2 months, right? Like
a
you could
few
pre-order.
months actually. I
Yeah,
think.
you could already
Uh,
pre-order it with the discount from EA Access for months, and then all of a sudden, like the game's coming out in a couple months. Oh, nope, forget it.
I think it was like a little bit from the tech test because everyone like hated it for no stupid reason, but
Mhm.
they're gonna see, oh, a 10-hour trial. Like I know Zaz told me this. He could have used that trial and played through the whole story because I think it said 8 hours for the whole story,
Mhm.
which usually that's if someone doesn't sprint or
They could just
actually play
limit the
things.
modes that you could play, though. In all
Exactly.
reality, they
Yeah.
can. That's crap. They
Yeah.
could limit that. What it has to do with is the fact that when people played in the beta, people didn't like the beta on
Mhm.
Xbox.
Mhm.
It just wasn't up to par compared to the first one for most people.
Mhm.
So they're thinking probably if they do the trial, everybody on Xbox is going to slam it. So if it gets slammed, nobody's going to buy it on PS4 or Xbox.
Mhm. Mhm. No, I'm with you on it. I think in no way do I blame Xbox people for this happening because I think this is a respawn, and we talked about how Titanfall 1 took a long time to get there. So Respawn was kind of against this already from the first game, and now it's the second game, and you know, but I agree that it had some influence. I think that they were going this way, but this kind of the reaction they got from a lot of Xbox people kind of solidified it. Kind of said, okay, well, we just got all this negative press from a lot of Xbox people. Say it's not like the first game. PS4 people are already excited for it, really excited. Pre-orders are high on PS4. People on PC are digging it, whatever. And maybe this kind of like made them say, okay, well, we were right all along. It shouldn't have been EA access kind of thing. But I don't blame Xbox people. Like it's not their fault because this was going to happen probably either way. But the reaction from the community, I think, solidified them to take the trial down. Maybe the 10% thing should have stayed, but the trial, I think they were gonna not have the trial in there from the get go, just because of the way people reacted. But what else was I gonna say about this? Damn, I had a really good point about this, and now I can't remember it. Somebody did a really good video that I watched about this Titanfall 2 thing. I can't remember his name now. If I find it, I'll put it in the chat. But somebody kind of like put it into perspective on how contracts work with this kind of stuff and how Respawn is not EA. Like everyone says, oh well, DICE isn't EA either. Well, they kind of are,
Yep.
right? So when Star Wars Battlefront and like Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4 and all this stuff is all coming to EA Access, right? And Battlefield 1 is arguably a bigger game. And now that's coming to EA Access, and people are saying, "Oh, well, that's coming. So why isn't Titanfall 2?" It's not the same situation. Like Respawn uses EA to publish. It's not like Dice. It's not as heavily dependent on that. So, um, I don't know. It's not a huge deal to me. It's a dick move because it was on there for so long. Yeah, you're not going to get a 10-hour trial. You probably wouldn't have gotten a 10-hour trial anyway. Let me see. What are people saying in? Oh, Snap says, in their defense, those that cancel pre-orders are still getting 10% off, but only those that did pre-order. Interesting. Did not know that. And Chicken Spaghetti, one of our biggest followers, I'd say, says, didn't impress me at all. Titanfall 2 didn't impress me. I know, Assassin, you really love the game, but I think overall
Love
people
it.
weren't impressed. Whether or not it was for that it felt too much like CoD, I think Maka said it best, and I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I think Maka said it best when he said it doesn't feel like 2.5 years of innovation since the last game. It doesn't feel like progression by that much. I know you're not happy with that, Assassin.
Well, I feel like someone's gonna get butthurt about this, but I feel like people aren't playing the game like it was meant to. Because I saw a bunch of videos like, oh, it's Call of Duty. What are they playing? They're walking up the stairs. They're walking down the streets. They're not wall running. I saw one video. It was like 15 minutes. It took them 12 minutes to actually find out there's wall running. Like, but there's a bunch of wall running all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, no Titans. I could show a screenshot of like 10 Titans on the fucking map.
Yeah, the no Titans argument was just bogus right from the get go. Like, second game I played, there were like 6 Titans on the screen at once. So don't give me that.
Nope.
Don't give me that. There's no Titans. But you haven't seen all the maps either, so it's really hard to say that it's more like COD and there's no wall running and there's no Titans and all this when you haven't seen, even half the maps, let alone all of them.
Nope.
So
And even the best map in the first one, Angel City, is coming in December
right.
for free.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. You're getting your Titanfall 1 content with Titanfall 2 mechanics. I think that's the best of both worlds. They should bring back more of the maps. I'd almost pay for them if they did that. All right, any more about this Titanfall thing, or are we on to the next topic?
Next topic.
There you go, Assassin. Run this show tonight. You're running episode 103. Which one next?
Wasn't there like only one more?
No, there's two more, but one of them's super quick. It's not the one that Assassin likes, so.
Well, that's your Call of Duty.
This is the quick one, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, they had an event in LA. We know people who went to it, thought it was pretty cool that they, were able to get accommodations for free and were able to check out the game. And a lot of people were able to put videos in their YouTube channel and show off, all the Infinite Warfare stuff. A lot of people were able to, somebody even has a compilation with all the guns in the game, which I thought was pretty impressive. So there was a multiplayer reveal stream as well. So Assassin, you're our Call of Duty guy. What do you think?
I think the trailer, the initial trailer that they posted looked terrible. Like absolute terrible. I'm like, what is this crap? And I was pro Call of Duty Infinite Warfare from day one. Like this looks like crap. But I saw Maka and some other people, not stream it. Well, one person was streaming it, but videos, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Black Ops 3, which I know a lot of people don't like it, but I thought it was probably the best one on the Xbox One and PS4.
Agreed, 100%.
So, and then, there's one problem I'm having. They're adding if you remember Advanced Warfare, there are these variants. They were terrible. It was a terrible idea. They're coming back, and that kind of scares me a little bit because you get credits or whatever at the end, which they could put money towards that, like actual real money, which then would make it pay to win in a way, because a lot of them, like one of them, if you get a 25 gun streak, you get a nuke, or my favorite one, you shoot someone in the nuts, you get more damage.
Yes, I saw that one. You sent me that video. Well, they didn't put it just like that, but I mean, that's essentially what it was.
Yeah.
So headshots are better than headshots. If you get the joke, right, Assassin?
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, clowns, did you check out the Infinite Warfare stuff or the Modern Warfare Remaster stuff? Either one?
No, I'm not interested in it.
Dude, the Modern Warfare Remaster looks exactly like the old game. The playstyle is exactly the same.
They're just getting some hate on Modern Warfare Master, though. Like the gun sounds like the Deagle, whatever, sounds like the Modern Warfare 3 one and not the Modern Warfare 1 version, which sound totally different.
If you're picking on that, like, what is wrong with you? I'm sorry.
It gets even worse. So in COD 4, the headshots only used to be a white face with the aiming reticle whatever thing, symbolizing it was a headshot. Now they're putting the Advanced Warfare headshot symbol, which is a helmet and a bullet going out the back.
Assassin, are you really being a stickler about that?
No, I don't mind that. Like, it's whatever. It shows up like 3 seconds. The thing that really annoys me, which I don't like even on any of the Call of Duties that have it, is when you get a kill, it'll show up those medals.
Okay.
I hate that. competitive.
my god, dude!
Well,
You
because
are...
it takes a huge, like, have you seen it? It takes like a huge.
No,
portion
I've
to
seen
make.
it. I've seen it. I wish I had a picture to show what we were talking about, but I don't. I kind of agree with you on that one, but everything else you just pick it being
Well,
picky.
it's not me who's hating on it. It's like all these other people.
Yeah.
So
You were
I
just
mean,
saying that you hate it.
the medals I hate.
Okay.
Not- Like the gun sounds. What, you're gonna get used to them. Who cares?
Dude, who listened to that? Who is so in tune from a game from 2008 or whatever it was, 2007, 2008,
Well,
2007?
if
Who?
these guys played it like thousands of hours, like I've played
No,
like
no,
Modern
no,
Warfare
no.
2 thousands of hours, and they're going back and making some Modern Warfare 1 videos because they didn't maybe go to COD XP or they did, and then they're the Call of
No.
Duty community in general is just a lot of whiny babies because
Yes.
if you remember, I think I went on the supply drop problem.
Well, you're on
It,
the forums, aren't
no,
you?
I'm not. No.
I thought you were.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He is. Not admitting it right now. Are you on there right now, Assassin? Is that where you're getting all this information about people hating on the medals and shit? Like,
I get addicted to YouTube. So like one week it'll be all Modern for remaster videos. One week is in Infinite Warfare. Then it's Battlefield. Then it's Forza Horizon. And
gotcha.
Yeah, Assassin, here's what I'm going to say about this, all right? Here's the reality setting in on this. Okay, you ready for this? Let me drop the bomb. Those morons don't even know what a real gun sounds like, half of them, right?
well, yeah, but I'm just saying these people
So
want
don't take their
the
advice.
the,
I
the
would
sound
definitely
from the first.
no advice from them. Take advice from like Zaz, who goes out to the shooting range, or GKB.
There you go.
They're the guys you want to talk to.
Well, I'm not taking
Can you,
advice from.
can you imagine, like, I'm sorry, what'd you say, Assassin? I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Just
to
saying,
cut you off.
I'm not taking advice from these stupid Call of Duty people.
Can you imagine, like, these people went to this event, they put their headphones on, like their Astros or whatever they had set up at the thing, they put them on, grab their controller, they're ready to go. They press the right trigger, and all of a sudden, they're like, what the hell was that? That wasn't the same sound I heard back in 2008. Like, give me a break, dude.
Like I said, these people just find the smallest things and totally bitch about them. But it's going around.
Yeah. What do you think, Taylor? What'd you think of it? Did you watch it at all?
No, I wasn't really able to watch it. I've been like so out of it the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to like look up a whole bunch of stuff about it. But I did read something about the Infinite Warfare multiplayer, and someone was saying that it feels a lot like Black Ops 3
Yeah.
multiplayer,
Yes, definitely.
and it was just more clunky. They were saying it's a little more clunky.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. And from like watching the videos, it does look a lot. It does remind me a lot of Black Ops 3. Fun. As of the clunkiness, I don't know. Like, you're definitely right about people saying that they actually played it, but from the videos, I can't really like gather that. Assassin, what do you think? Think it's clunky from the videos, or?
No, I don't know.
Well, you know what I'd like to really compare? Not just the gun sounds, but let's compare the boot sounds, the boots on the ground sound too. While we're
There
at
you
it,
go.
let's,
Right.
compare that. Let's compare the reload sounds also.
Here
well.
I am. Here I am. Oh, I'm jumping over that barrier. Oh, I landed on the ground. Oh, that didn't sound like it did back in 2008. Can you just
No, it's
imagine that?
negative 10 decibels. It wasn't the
No.
same.
Can you imagine like somebody like they have an Activision employee there that's that's an expert on Call of Duty, right? Answering all the questions, and the guy's there sitting there and he's playing on the controller, and all of a sudden he fires. And he like throws his headphones up. He's like, "What was that I just heard?"
A gun. It was a gun shooting.
What do you mean, sir? That wasn't the same thing I heard back in 2008. This is bullshit. I'm doing a live stream right now. He like whips out his phone, like, no, selfie cam. So stupid. But yeah. Any last thoughts on this? I mean, I didn't even think we'd talk about this, and I know you really wanted to include but I just don't think people care too much about it. To be honest with you.
Yeah. So.
I think it's losing its appeal. I think the Modern Warfare remaster thing is more of a story, and I think people are kind of realizing, like it it plays like it's from 2008, from what I've seen.
Yep.
So, anyway, enough of that. This is what I like to call the Taylor topic because I think she's gonna have a lot to say about this last thing that we have to talk about tonight. Super Mario Run, Taylor. You gonna grab this? What do you
even
think?
is this?
Are you serious? You didn't look this up?
Really? Wow.
You didn't
No.
see this, Taylor?
Anti
Wow.
Nintendo.
Wow,
And
yeah.
Nintendo
I told you
hater.
I've been out of it the past few weeks.
I thought you were a Nintendo fangirl. What happened to you? What, you went to California? You went on vacation, right? You went to California.
Yeah, and I slept a lot of it.
You went to California. You woke up not a Nintendo fangirl anymore. Come on, man. So Super Mario. Let's just explain it to everyone. Probably. Super Mario Run is an iOS game. It's coming to iOS first. It's coming to Android later. It's coming in December, so it's a while down the road. And it is a Mario game for iOS. It's literally like you have a level. It's kind of like an endless runner, but not really because there is an end. But you're constantly just moving one way. So you like have to collect coins, and you collect those special coins, and some of them have bosses at the end. So it is literally like a Mario game for mobile now.
I will probably get it.
So and it's called Super Mario Run. I mean, there's gameplay videos online. You should definitely check it out at some point, Taylor, because I think you'll actually like it. Do you have an Android phone or do you have an iPhone?
I have an iPhone.
So okay, so then you'll be able to get it earlier. I won't. I have my Galaxy S7.
These
Bounds,
do
I know
have
you.
headphone jacks.
Wow. Well, she has the headphone jack too. Her phone didn't
Well,
change because of the iPhone 7
I know.
real.
Yeah, no.
It was a nice attempt though, Assassin. I will give you a B on that.
Be nice.
J Street says she's smiling real hard when she saw Mario.
Of course. Been playing Mario since I was like 2.
It looks pretty good actually. It looks just like a Mario game. Did you check it out, Assassin?
Just a little bit. Do they have a price?
Thought it was gonna be free.
No, you have to pay for it.
Are you
No,
serious?
I'm pretty sure it's free.
I swear I read somewhere you have to pay for it.
Absolutely
Hold
not.
on,
Let me
let
look.
me go to the App Store right now. Because you can actually pre-order it, and it'll let you know when it's ready. And I clicked that.
Are you serious?
I clicked that button just to see what would happen. So let me see.
All right. Yeah. So Nintendo actually has on their YouTube a gameplay video coming December 2016, iPhone and iPad, right? So it comes out there first, Android later. Somebody said it reminds. Oh shit! I'm getting audio through that browser. Sorry about that. Somebody said it plays like Flappy Bird. I don't agree with that. Doesn't look like Flappy Bird at all. Does it, clowns? Did you get the Flappy Bird vibe from that?
No, I hope not either.
Yeah.
Okay. So from what I see, it says the game will be free to download and play at least for a little while. You'll then have to make a one-off in-app purchase or to access the full game.
Oh, so they're gonna give you
So-
like the first levels for free, like kind of like
Right.
who did that? Like Angry. I don't know if Angry Birds did that, but like they give you like the first level pack for free. It's like you want to go to level 2, like it's $2.99, bro. Pay $2.99, something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Like it gives you a trial run to see if you want to buy it, and then
Exactly.
then you can buy it if you want it, which I probably will.
There you go. Yeah, because it's gonna be cheap. Like Nintendo's not stupid. They're not gonna charge like $10 for a mobile game. They know the market. It's not gonna be.
I mean, it's gonna have in-app game purchases for sure. That's what it does say.
Can you imagine? It's like. Can you imagine like you're running right? And it's like if you want a mushroom, pay 50 cents, and there's like a little button at the top where you can pay like out of your PayPal wallet or your iTunes credit or whatever.
Or you go to finish one of the castles or levels or something. You jump over the flag, and it says, "Oops, you missed the flag. 99 cents to retry."
Yes. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Wow. This thing's gonna have a lot of microtransactions. I can already tell. Oh my god. Assassin, what do you think? You gonna be getting it?
I have like $30 of Google Play credit, so
There you go. You've been answering a lot of surveys.
yeah.
Nice. Good for you, bud.
You're getting rich, Assassin.
Yeah, I was
Why don't you
trying to
share
save
your-
up.
Why don't you
What?
share your Google Play account with everybody on the stream on the internet?
There you go.
No. Trying to save up for one of those apps that's like $999 only rich people get.
Don't be. Are you serious?
It's free. It's not like I'm spending my money. I'm
Is there
earning
gonna be
money.
like a image of a gold diamond with
Diamond or
diamonds
whatever it
all
is.
over it,
Yep.
spinning around?
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna make that for $999. See if somebody will buy it.
J Street in the YouTube chat says it's gonna sell, no doubt, and I think he's right. I think people are gonna go nuts for this, kind of like with Pokemon Go when Pokemon Go happened. Yeah, Pokemon Go was a little more revolutionary for gameplay, but people love themselves some Mario. People want to take themselves some Mario on their iOS device for sure. Which kind of like brings up the question that I kind of want to end the show on, which of course needs to be asked, is Nintendo finally kind of like waving the white flag in terms of exclusivity? Now they're gonna start bringing apps like this to mobile because it makes sense to just make them more money, or is this just like a blip in the radar? Like this is not gonna be the norm. Because I thought that the Miitomo thing when that came out, that mobile app, I thought that A, didn't do as well as I thought it was going to, and B, was just a blip in the radar, and Nintendo was not going to make big time mobile apps. And now you see something like this, and it kind of makes me wonder, what is the strategy here? Kind of understood. What do you guys think?
They might be testing it out, see how it works for them,
Mhm.
and if it does well, then they'll launch more stuff on iOS and Android, which I think would be smart for them.
Yeah.
Because you have still some younger players who will play like on their parents' iPads or whatever, and they'll just play games on there. And then you have older players who grew up with Nintendo who they get bored like waiting at like the doctor's office or something like that, and they play on their phones.
Mhm. Yep.
So why not give them a nostalgic thing to play with?
Absolutely. And especially if you're gonna do like what Clown suggested or what everyone has suggested here with the microtransactions. If you're gonna give them an opportunity to pay more, I mean, a lot of adults are gonna do that. Let's be real. Like my girlfriend has spent like. What do you say?
I was gonna say change Mario's costume to Luigi's costume. $5.99.
Play as
Buy more
Yoshi.
characters.
Yeah, right. Yeah, buy more skins. Buy whatever. Yeah. So like my girlfriend, I was starting to say my girlfriend on microtransactions on games has spent like a shit ton of money. Remember Clowns when you were talking to her about that Monopoly game where you could buy like $1 million like microtransactions? It was like that's basically it was like pay to win essentially, right? That Monopoly game. And you were like helping her out with that, quote unquote. Yeah, like games like that. Like adults are suckers for that shit. It only is $1. They're like, oh, it's only $1. I'll buy it. It's only $3. I'll buy it, and then $3 becomes 15, then becomes 30, and then you're like, shit. I bought a lot of Mario. I bought a lot of Luigi costumes this month. I think I should lay off the Koopa Troopers. Like
Like every other month or so, like I go on just like a spree of buying stuff on my phone, like apps and stuff. Like I'll just go on a spree and I'll just do microtransactions, and then for like 2 months I'm like I gotta just put the phone away. Just put the phone away.
I'm gonna lock this. Yeah. I'm gonna set my Touch ID to Reezy's thumb instead of mine because
No, because then he'll go and do it just to screw me over. Spend like $40 just to have fun.
like
Buy stuff for himself.
There's something I don't want to recommend, so I'm gonna say this as I don't recommend this. I don't recommend jailbreaking your phone or rooting your phone, and I don't recommend game memory hackers. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yes. Stay away from that stuff.
Stay far away from that.
Wink, wink.
Because it might avoid spending money, and that's not fair.
There you go. And to be fair, like I'm sure you can get through this game without spending money. Like yeah. Like, is it fun to play as Luigi? Probably, but do you need to dip into your savings to play as Luigi on your iPhone? Probably not, guys. Like, have some restraint for a little bit.
If you get a bonus, then go ahead and just do it. If you get a bonus, then spend the extra money because you have the extra money.
99-cent change to change the skin on that mushroom to be either a 1-up a large mushroom, you know, a fireball flower, whatever whatever you want. Just
5
man, that's
lives. Yep, 5 lives, $1. Or who knows?
It's
Like
gonna make it so bad.
it looks like there's like a time at the top, like a timer that you can complete each level. So it's like add 30 seconds, 30 cents or something. Like
get Raccoon Mario for only $399.99
yeah,
and
you can.
fly through five levels.
There you go. There you go. Oh. Here's a good one from our childhood clowns. Like that the trick from the NES one where you could like jump over the level and go to the secret warps.
Oh yeah, yep.
Warp pipe, $1. Warp to level 3 for $1. Have access to the warp pipe room for 24 hours for $1.99. Warp all you want for $10. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you remember Super Mario Bros. 3? Those little game houses where you could flip the cards and get lucky and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Yep.
$5. Enter the game house.
Enter the game. Yep. Exactly.
Man, I could see it. They could make so much money off it.
Mm-hmm. Assassin, you can't tell me you're not interested in this, bud.
I'll probably buy it. Not on the microtransactions, but
Dip into that savings for your $999 app just to
you know,
do it.
just to say I have it.
Good. J Street says Temple Run had me for a hot minute. I included the word hot. He didn't say hot minute. For a minute when it first came out.
Yeah, Temple Run. Temple Run was one of those for me. That was a bad one.
Was it? I don't even remember I don't even remember the microtransactions on that. What were they like?
I don't either.
Oh wow, that's even worse. That's even
I
worse.
have a problem.
J Street says phone gonna be beeping all night. Yeah, with the iPhone, like those notifications are so annoying. Like they just like beep randomly in the middle of the night. We're having a discount on 1-ups. 40% off. Koopa Troopers. Anyway, any more about this? We kind of beat it to death, so.
Yep.
But we'll see. I think it's an interesting strategy for Nintendo. Finally coming to mobile. I think it's the right move. Their games play well to mobile. Like if you can have Mario Party on mobile, Taylor, wouldn't you want to do that? Like all your friends can come over,
Yeah.
all play on their iPhones. You guys like just connect or whatever. Yeah, just makes sense.
Or even if you could just play like further apart or something. Like you guys get bored.
Oh,
and
yeah,
You just
over the
like
internet.
text them.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you want to play Mario Party real quick?
yeah, exactly. It's the right move for them. This shit's hitting the fan. I mean, 3DS really does well. Just kind of like the counter argument to this mobile thing. It's the closest like analog to this, and that's already doing well. So it kind of like puzzles some people, but at the same time, it's the right. Everyone has a phone. Not everyone has a 3DS, so it just makes sense. All right. Anything else, Assassin? You have anything else before we get out of here?
Join the Four Guys with Quarters Xbox Club.
Oh, I don't have the update, so I can't. Sorry,
It's available
Assassin.
for everyone today. Well, preview members today.
Oh, okay. So you may be getting that later, clowns. I'm no longer on the preview program, so I will not be experiencing that. But I'll join as soon as possible. And what is the actual name so people can find it, Assassin?
It's Four Guys with Quarters, but the four is spelled out Four.
So look that up, people. Join our club. You can see what we're doing. All that good jazz. Getting to maybe we'll have like tournaments and shit. Who knows? So yeah, do that. Just want to remind everyone that if you weren't at the beginning of the show here, special interview with Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief. That's gonna be next week. It's probably gonna be pre-recorded though. Hopefully Taylor can make it. I know XBot will be there. So we should have a pretty packed crowd if Taylor can be there. But should be really good. But unfortunately, probably not gonna be live. But you guys should definitely watch it. It's gonna be really, really good. I can already tell this guy has the voice of an angel and the voice of Master Chief. So it should be good. It should be good radio.
I think Xbot was just speaking through you right there.
He probably was. He's gonna hear that and comment. I'm sure he will. But yeah, that's gonna be next week. It's gonna be September 13th at 4 p.m. Central. So if we do it live for some like lucky reason, we will let you know, and you guys can come in and ask questions. If not, hit us up on Twitter or hit us up on Twitter at the Four Guys channel, 4GWQ Podcast, and we'll ask questions for you if you want. If you guys have good questions for him. Also, hit us up individually too on Twitter if you want to ask questions like that. We will, get those all aggregated if they're really good, and we will ask them, and we will credit you, of course. So don't worry about that. We're not going to take them for our own questions. What else? Find us on YouTube if you're not already watching us. Whoever was watching this episode, awesome support. Thank you guys so much on YouTube. We had like 30 something or 40 something people watching at one point. I think I started at 40 was the top. So thank you guys for coming by and checking out the show. People on Beam and Twitch as well. Thank you guys so much. We have 4 Guys with Quarters on YouTube. On Twitch, we're 4 Guys with Quarters. Beam, we're 4 Guys with Quarters. So find us on there as well. Follow us. It'd be greatly appreciated. Our website, 4guyswithquarters.com. That's probably where we're going to have more information about Steve Downs, and we'll definitely have our backed up episodes, and we will probably have that backed up interview as well on the website. So check that out. Taylor, you gonna be streaming tonight after the show, or?
Not tonight. I think I'm gonna start doing it Saturdays because Reezy does like 12 hours of airsoft.
Gotcha.
So,
oh wow, that's perfect timing then.
yeah, so I'll do it like Saturday mornings and Saturday nights.
Awesome. So look out for on Saturday. Taylor's gonna start doing her streaming thing again. What are you gonna be streaming? Probably Smite.
Smite, and then if you guys want me to play something else, just tweet me, and I'll try and figure it out. If I have the game, I'll play it. But I mean,
I can't remember. Do you have the game preview of We Happy Few or no?
I do.
Then there you go. There's a good one.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are streaming that now either, so I think people
Yeah.
will be interested in watching it again.
Yeah, I might have to restart because I got to a point where I just can't do anything anymore.
Yes. Yeah. That happened to me too. On I
Yeah.
have it on computer, and I spawn and I die like every single
Yeah.
time. So
Like I got to the place where you have to be on Joy, and it's someone looks at you and then you're dead.
right,
It's
exactly.
like thanks. That's what I want. I can't play the game anymore.
Right. Yep, exactly. So and then you have to restart. Sucks.
Mhm.
But hopefully they fix that by the time it's like out of game preview or whatever.
Or the next update, they
Right. I mean,
fix that.
have they updated that recently? I think they
don't-
have.
Not that I know, because I know I booted it the other night to see if there was an update. But I didn't get an update thing.
I'll have to check on Steam because I thought I saw that they did update it, but I'm not 100% sure. Our videos just paused for some reason. Go they're back. Sasson, you doing anything exciting that people should know about?
Nope.
Wow, that's really, really good.
Yeah,
Can't you just like say you're doing something exciting?
I'm doing something exciting.
Awesome, there you
Gonna
go.
binge watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's exciting.
It's like 15th time seeing the whole series. So yeah,
Okay, clowns, what are you doing? You playing any games? You streaming? What are you doing?
Probably not much of anything except Crossfire.
Oh, you gonna be on Crossfire this week on Friday?
Yep, tomorrow.
Oh, that is tomorrow. Yes, yes.
So let's get that Crossfire hype going.
Crossfire, great. Really need to be able to get out of work to get on that show. Wait, is it gonna be at 6?
I'm not sure yet. He hasn't announced the time. Usually it is at 6 though.
Yeah, and Moosh has been asking me, and I feel so bad because I've just been telling him I can't do it because of work. But hopefully, work's starting to light up a little bit. So, all right, we're gonna get out of here. See you guys later. So, Tassin, thanks for being here, bud. Appreciate it.
welcome.
All right, for real. We'll see you later.